Hi, I'm Christy. I want to wrap up this series by talking briefly about the new normal. Now, when you have a loved one with special needs, you just have to adjust and to figure out what that means for you and for your family. I did talk about this in another blog post about receiving a diagnosis. You can find a link to the diagnosis post in the post for this one at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This post on family impact originally posted in May of 2018. Now, I have a friend, and I remember him telling me about his older daughter. I was getting really frustrated with her younger daughter who had special needs. And she got so frustrated one day, she just looked at her and goes, "Why can't you stop being special needs?" And I chuckle every time I think about that story. But I completely relate and I get it. You know, there are definitely times when I wish that I didn't have to deal with special needs and with all of the related issues that come with that on a daily and sometimes even hourly basis. But our family has learned to adapt over the years. Let me give you a brief history for us. Our welcome to parenthood came when I was rushed to the hospital at 23 weeks, 5 days, because I'd had some bleeding. Long story short, my son was born the next morning and he spent 117 days in the neonatal ICU. Now, we were told early on that he would have issues because he was born so early, but we wouldn't know for a while what they were or how severe they were going to be. His early years were filled with therapy appointments. And when my younger son arrived 3.5 years later, he spent tons of time with me in waiting rooms as we went to therapy appointments and doctor appointments and things like that. You can get more about the journey that we went on my blog. Again, that's at www.havenofhopeforme.com. His story is under A's story. Now, we've chosen to just accept that this is a part of our lives. It is what it is. If I had the choice, would I choose it? Honestly, probably not, but I can't change it. I have learned to look on the positive side, though. I've learned so many different lessons, both about myself and how to be a better person because my son has special needs and he's in my life. Now, sometimes we're not able to do things that a typical family can do. Like we can't all go camping and hiking together, or at least not every time. My son does go hiking with us on occasion, but he struggles with it and he doesn't really enjoy it. And he can get bored pretty easily with it. So there was one time where my husband and younger son wanted to go camping. They wanted to go hiking and take pictures. Well, we knew that my older son would be bored out of his mind and that nobody would have fun if he went. So we decided that I would stay home with him. And we were all happy with that solution. It was a great solution for us. Other times, my son doesn't respond to things in a typical or even a teenage manner. For example, he doesn't like his little brother telling him what to do, or thinking his little brother is telling him what to do. So for example, when it's time to eat lunch and they're home alone, my older son is typically pretty hangry because it's lunchtime. But he may or may not eat lunch depending on how my younger son approaches it. If he comes out with, "Hey, it's lunchtime, what do you want to eat?" Not going to happen. My older son's going to get mad and lunch may or may not happen. If my younger son comes out, "Hey, are you ready for lunch now?" Much more likely. But just about the time we've gone through the learning process and figured this out, then that solution quits working and we have to start the process all over again. Because of this, I don't always like to leave them home alone, at least not on a regular basis. And so I've chosen not to get a job out of the home. But hey, maybe that's not all bad, because that's why I started this blog. I have to think about that one. Here's another perspective on delays and how they may not be all bad. My son is getting ready to graduate in a few weeks. And under normal circumstances, we would be knee-deep in college choices and thinking about all the things we needed to do to get him ready to move out and into college this summer. That is not even on our radar. Now, admittedly, a lot of this is because I'm okay with him not going to college because I'm in denial here. I'm not old enough for this. But on the other hand, we do have other issues that we have to deal with. And I'll be bringing them up on the video and in my blog. Stay tuned in the next few months. So you're probably looking at me going, okay, that's all great for you, but how does this apply to me? Well, I hope that it gives you some encouragement and to show you that you can adjust and adapt and even come out stronger for it. It takes a lot of patience and understanding for the whole family and from all the family members. It takes a lot of open and honest communication. But over time, you'll figure out what works best for your loved one. You'll figure out what works best within your family, and you'll figure out new routines and strategies that will work. You'll also find friends and places that will give you the support and encouragement you need when you hit the tough times. Before you realize it, I suspect you'll be right there where I am, wondering how it's even possible that your loved one is old enough or has made enough progress to be moving out or moving on with life. Maybe you'll even find that life is easier now because they've learned to respond in more typical ways. So my question for you is this: where are you on this journey of adjusting to your new normal? Are you well on the path and you've figured most of it out? Great, I'm so excited for you. I'd love for you to share your stories with me and offer encouragement to other families. Are you still struggling? Yeah, I get that. I've been there on so many days. I'd love for you to share your struggles as well, and I'll do my best to offer you the encouragement, and hopefully others will as well. So as we continue to adjust to these challenges that life has thrown at us, I hope that you can join me and say that life is good, and there is never a dull moment.